What we don't want to do is we don't want the meat to be broken down. We want to taste the velvety nature of what meat is. Tons of people tell me, my ribeye is the best ribeye on the planet. I set it in Worcestershire overnight, and then I add salt and pepper, and I put it on the grill, and it's so tender. Hell yeah, it's tender. The whole goddamn thing's broken down. It tastes like I'm eating cornmeal. So 2 things that happen when you cook what we call primal cuts. Okay, there are 3 primal cuts that most people know of. The filet or the tenderloin, right? The New York strip, and the ribeye. 3 cuts that we can cook and sear and rub the seasoning into. We're gonna season that with a little bit of oil, peanut oil. Because we're cooking in a cast iron pan, we're gonna put oil in the pan. Now, if we're on a grill outside, okay, you're gonna put the fat or the oil on the steak first. So we have to create a fat for the salt and pepper to caramelize. This is really important. So what we're gonna do is 1, salt and pepper, okay? So when it's, look at it, it's 2 inches thick, right? So let's think about 2 inches thick. So when a steak is 2 inches thick, it requires a shit ton of seasoning. This is the biggest mistake of why people don't understand why their steak doesn't taste as good as it does at a steakhouse. When you go there and you have that badass steak, you're like, why does it taste so good? Why does my shit taste that good? Well, because they season double what you think. Guaranteed. So we flip the steak over, salt and pepper, right? So you season it. So when you see it like this, you know, and I don't know what y'all see, but when you see this, it looks like it's seasoned. But the problem is it's 2 inches thick. So when you cut this steak, when you're eating the steak, right, we're going to cut it like this, slivers. So when you cut a sliver of a steak, you've got an edge, okay, an edge that you taste. Because the center is going to be velvety. And we want velvety, a lot. But this is not near enough seasoning. If you were to shave the top off, it'd be perfect. But that's not how we eat steaks, right? We don't eat steaks like this. We eat them like this. So when you cut that sliver, we need some salt on it. So we're going to build this crust like this. And now we're going to put a little steak rub, which I got right here. So the steak rub has smoked paprika, chili powder, cumin. So a rub for a steak, watch. Remember, see how I did the salt and pepper? So we're going to put it right here like this, and we're going to pack it in. And why are we packing it in? It's the exact opposite of what I said to begin with. Why are we packing it in? Because we're going to sear this steak, and we want that crust when we eat. We want velvet in the middle. We want to taste the meat in the middle, and we want touches on our palate of the rub. Touches. So when you cut the steak right, you'll have that. So we got a little peanut oil here. Now we're going to form this crust, sear it. Now we're going to do 1 and 1, right? Just like this. So peanut oil, the burn factor of peanut oil is about 570 degrees. Olive oil, mind you, is about 370. Olive oil is A, expensive, B, very good, and C, never should be used to grill with. Ever. You should take olive oil and finish a steak with it. Now look here. Oh shit, that just happened. Now see that? Now let's look at the 2 different colors here. So this one's really dark, right? Not burnt, but really dark. Why is it dark? Because we have all the chili powder and the paprika, right? So it colors differently. Salt and pepper, all we have here is the color of the meat. The color of the meat caramelizing and understanding what that is. All right, so let's talk about this meat. So check it out. Aside from the fact that it's stinking beautiful, right? These cuts. What we have here is 2 different styles of a real rub. We rub it into the meat. We want that crust. You can see it. Crusty, fun, velvet on the inside. When we cook a steak, when everybody cooks a steak, what they want salt on the bite and velvet on the fucking palate. That's what they want. But what we want to do, we want that. So we have to get hot, 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 hot. Sear it, rest it like we did, right? So when we rest it, the meat relaxes. All the commercials said seal the juices in. I should sue all of them. It's the worst thing ever.